via a paper copy of something, via something that's sent in the mail to somebody, maybe something that's emailed. But are there other methods that we can use to get information out, whether it be an iPod, whether it be something that's downloaded, whether it be something that's maybe communicated via different links and different websites that people can get information. When we think about our global economy and those businesses that have a worldwide and a global workforce, what is going to be the best delivery method so that everybody's in sync, getting all the information they need to in a timely manner so that one group isn't left out and the other is not getting what they need, but so we're all in there together. So maybe it's a combination of things, maybe depending on what devices are available, we can think about different ways to get information out. Different managing practices. As we mentioned before, we have different groups in the workforce today, in the workplace today, from the veterans to the millennials. Do we need to explore various managing practices to make sure that we are delivering an enriched employment experience to all these groups? In other words, do we have some differences in how we can provide enriched working experiences? Are some people going to be working in an office? Do we have some people that will be telecommuting? Do we have some people that may be part-time in the office, maybe part-time out of the office? And how are we going to manage that? Typically, traditionally, line of sight has been the best way to manage people or manage practices going on. If we see it, we feel like we can better control it. But if we don't see it, we're going to have to make sure that we educate our workforce how to hold people accountable and teach supervisors and managers how to manage things that they may not can see, but they're being held accountable for. So that might be developing practices and programs where we can make sure that we understand what are the deliverables that we have agreed on, what's getting accomplished, what's not getting accomplished, and then how can we lead people in order to do what they need to do in order to be successful in the workplace. When we talk about workplace skills, we know that in the U.S. there's a shortage of skilled workers in science, engineering, and medical fields. And we know today that many employers are chasing this talent all over the world. Many companies are chasing this because skilled workers in these critical areas such as nursing, engineering, and science have declined worldwide. And that's because globally fewer people are actually pursuing advanced degrees. Between 1998 and 2008, the U.S. colleges graduated about 180,000 engineering and science students. However, in India, 350,000 science and engineering students graduate annually. So we know that we have been on a mission to hopefully increase those graduates from the U.S., but the reality says that if we have needs in these areas, that we're going to have to go get them from other countries. So for our global workforce, we need to look at, do we have the processes in place to be able to bring these graduates into our country and stay here so that they can do what we need them to do and so they can have a successful employment experience here in the U.S. 91% of recent college graduates surveyed said that they were ready for the workforce, but 46% of the employers disagreed. They felt that our graduates today in many cases were not learning skills that they needed in order to be able to survive or at least start off in the workplace. Yeah, they are learning theories, they're learning hopefully some communication skills, some problem solving and critical thinking skills, but when they get out of college, what can some of these folks do? So I heard a conversation recently, a discussion between some educators that says, they really need to think about the curriculum that is in colleges today, because is it really meeting the business needs in our society today? And the answer really was not in as big a way as it needs to meet. So what that's going to mean for the workforce going forward is business leaders, HR folks need to really think about what are the skill gaps that they see in the workforce today. What are their needs? What do they have? What are the gaps? And if it is a learning gap or a skills gap, we need to better partner with the educational institutions so that the curriculum is developed to teach our graduates these skills so that when they get out of college, they have some skills that we can apply and build on in the workplace going forward. Again, we talked about sourcing on a much broader schedule, and we need to be able to retrain and continually improve our existing workforce. We need to think about today, again, who's in our workforce, how they best learn. Is it on-site learning? Is it virtual learning? What about using iPods? I know I read an article recently that said Walmart was using the iPods to teach English skills to some people that where English may not have been their first language. And so how are we using these tools to help our workforce improve on their skill sets and to continue to learn and grow and learn things so that we can continue to build on our workforces going forward in a positive way? When we look at our workforces today and going forward, a lot of cultural differences. And I like to think about it as looking at it from an Olympics overview. The Olympics is going on today in Vancouver, and what that brings together is people from all over the world engaged in a common theme of the Olympics and trying to perform to the best of their abilities and their given event that they're competing in. So what you have at the Olympics is differences in age, language, food, religion, practice schedules, and climate. And by climate, I mean where people come from, because we know that in the southern hemisphere it is summer, and in the northern hemisphere it's winter now. So we have people coming together with all these differences that we're looking to make it an exceptionally positive experience for 2 weeks while they're all gathered together. Not unlike in our workforces today, we have people of different ages, some people that may have different first languages, different religions, different schedules when they may work. And so how do we accommodate as best we can without and still get our work done? In terms of age, we've talked about differences in culture. In terms of language, helping people with language skills, not only foreign language skills, but English language skills too, because we know many people, communication is not a high skill for some people, and so we need to teach people some language skills as well, and especially writing skills. A lot of our folks coming into our workforce today really need some help with some basic writing skills. When we talk about religion and all of accommodating our different religions in our workplace, with so many differences and so many different religions in our workforce today, not only is that a positive so we can understand people globally better, but hopefully with so many differences there, that will help accommodate more people that request to have days off to accommodate their various religious activities or observances that are going on throughout the year.